what are your aspirations for 2025?
I was at the Olympics, and I've been in every final, but I wasn't in the final. You know, if that makes sense. Like I wasn't there. I was a lane filler. I wasn't in contention. I wasn't in, you know, when the camera pans and then you see like 1, 2, 3, 4, I was in the back. I wasn't there. My goal for this year is to be there, is to be in contention, is to be with everybody else, is to wherever they're at, I'm there too. You know, I'm not going to chase a number, chase a time, because when you do that, you run slower. We got to chase execution and we got to chase consistency. And that's what me and Coach have been talking about all year. You have to execute under a high level of stress, execute beneath pressure. And when you do that, then you can race anywhere, you know. Like he said, it's 100 meters. The distance does not change. The surface might change, but it's still 100 meters. It's still 200 meters, you know. So that's my aspiration for this year. It's just to be there, you know, be with the pack and have fun, you know, because I don't know. I'm going back and forth when people say you can't have fun in the sport. You have to have this killer mindset, killer instinct to go out there and to go run. I get that as well, you know. But if your mental is taking a toll and you can't even tap into that killer mindset, what are you supposed to do?
I'm gonna tell you what,
you know,
a coach used to tell me, which is I find to be true, and you correct me if I'm wrong. He said, "Yeah, you can have fun, but you know what's better than having fun?
Winning." Yeah.
He said, when you're winning, you're having fun.
Yeah.
He said, you've never seen too many happy losers, especially if you're competitive.
Yeah.
So if you focus on the wins, you're going to have fun. You're going to have fun.
For
you
sure.
don't have to worry about enjoying. But I get what you're saying, where you have to enjoy the process.
Yes. Yeah.
Have fun in the process.
Yeah.
But when you're at the moment.
Oh, you have to lock in.
Yeah. It's to win.
Yeah.
Killer instinct comes in there.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
comes out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So now you get the concept. So winning is fun.
Yeah.
Winning is definitely
fun. I think
fun.
that'll be that whole process that you're putting in front of you, those goals, you're right on target. Go into the war. When you go into that war, go into it with technique and the understanding that you're coming to battle, right? Time will come. Like me coming back into sport, I wasn't so fixated on time. I was fixated on, I'm going to run you to this line.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if I'm running you to this line, then I know that the time is going to come. Unless the whole field running slow, you know what I mean? Then that's a whole different story. But the time is going to come. But what people lack in our sport sometimes is the effort. It's the effort of going there and fighting from start to finish, because they think that they have to execute a certain way, and then they think that they feel what 9-7 feels like, when actuality, you fight for 9-7. You know what I mean? You fight for 19, whatever. That's why you have to go out there and do that, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You got to consistently keep working to make your PB your average, because a lot of people get it wrong. You run 9-second one time, and I think people heard us say it on the show before, you're not a 9-second runner, all right? But if you can produce several 9-second runs in a season, you're a 9-second runner. If you can produce several 19-second runs in a season, and that's the average, you're a 19-second runner. So once you could create that average, if you're averaging 19.8 for the year, come around when you and your coach get ready championship time, you will be in the realm of a lot of the world best runners around 19.6, 19.5 in medal contention.
Right.
Because you've averaged what your PB or old PB was.
Right.
So you focus on that type of consistency and definitely listening to exactly what your coach say and buying into that, you're going to be fine. You're already one of the great Gators.
Yeah.
So you're just working on being one of the best athletes that's ever touched the track at this point.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think you're definitely on the right track. Going back, man, to where you say you felt like a lane filler, man, we know that was a very, very eventful watching 200 meters with Noah coming out with the antics up and down the track, and Leslie Hay, Taboho, Kenny Bernard, and making their, but Leslie Taboho winning that and setting an area record. What was that like from that vantage point where you were the whole event of watching everybody come out to their lanes, Noah coming out and doing what he did? What was that like?
At the end of it, it was like, you know, when Stephon Diggs was watching the Chiefs, or who was it, that where he was still on the field watching them all celebrate in one night, and like that hurt was there. You know, that's what I correlate that feeling to. You know, because it's just like I should have been there. You know, I should have worked my ass even harder to be where they're at. You know, 1, 2, 3, right? I always say it's top 3 or bust. You know what I'm saying? But watching they all come out and Noah doing his thing, I didn't even really care. I was in lane 8, 9. I didn't really see him, and I really don't care about what he does. I was trying to focus on my own lane and my own space. But Tabogo winning, it's good for Africa. You know, I'm good that he won, you know, because he had a really hard year, so emotionally and in his personal life. So that was like the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? So the cherry on top. But it was hurtful. You know, it was like, did I not do enough? You know what I'm saying? So
how do you feel like you navigate through losses?
You move on to the next one. You know, I don't think there's really a time and place to sulk in a loss in track and field, because then you have to be at your best in a few weeks or in a few days. Because you travel from Lausanne to Luzerne. That's a train ride. And then you race in the next day. You know what I'm saying? So there's no time for you to sulk in losses. There's only time for you to correct what your mistakes.
Lessons within the losses.
Lessons within the losses. And then at the end of the year, you can go on vacation and then go, you know, release whatever you've been holding on to, but there's no time. Lessons within the losses.